You couldn't cheer for a 13-year-old boy with brain cancer getting sworn in to the Secret Service. You made a scene at the beginning of this joint session where one of your members got removed by the sergeant at arms, and I'm taking the over on if you'll blame it on racism with your old greasy ass. You don't stand for the murdered, for the victims of families murdered by illegal aliens. You don't do anything except look absolutely ridiculous. And then Nicole Wallace says something so unhinged and so flat out evil and removed from reality about that boy with terminal brain cancer. All you've done is prove exactly why I was absolutely right to renounce this motherfucking party, this evil, state-worshiping, power-hungry, money-grubbing, war-mongering party. You deceitful brood of vipers. You're so afraid to show the least little bit of humanity. You truly are a death cult now, Democrats. You are a death cult. You speak in mantras. You are ghetto, you are hood rats, you worship oligarchy, you worship war, you are now the worshipers of the altar of Mars. Y'all are evil. Y'all are evil, you're sick, you are twisted, something is wrong with you, you are demon possessed. Vile swamp creatures who have the audacity to think that you are more enlightened than the rest of us. Godless creatures. You can't stand for a child. All of the corruption, that all of the waste and everything that's been found by this administration. You can't even be happy.
What's up, everybody? I'm KJ.
And I'm Crystal.
And we are Christian Conservative, your trusted source for bold, unfiltered news and analysis on the issues that matter most to Christian conservatives. So, Crystal, I saw that thing, and I thought that what he said really captured everything that we are pretty much going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was Isaiah Carter. We've had him on Poppin' Politics before. So definitely go check out his channel. That was Isaiah Carter. And he's right here. He's actually from Maryland, but he lives in New York City. And he was a former Democrat, and he wants nothing to do with the party. And he was talking about how he was so upset after watching what they did at President Trump's address on Tuesday night.
Yeah, the Democrats are in trouble. The Democrats are in trouble. And I saw this clip of this black lady going viral talking about how she'll never vote Democrat again. Like, if the Democrats let the blacks off the plantation, it's a muck. I mean, like, it's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap for Democrats. And that's why they needed to bring in the illegal aliens. And that is done. The disgusting display of disrespect as he was talking about, like at that address, at the congressional address. You mean to tell me like nothing? You mean to tell me you can't clap for nothing? Is that
I
the
know.
rules? Was that the text message that went around? Is that the message like, hey, you're going to be in trouble if you stand and clap for a little boy with brain cancer?
I know. I know. Yeah. I feel the exact same way. I mean, they acted just
Yeah.
awfully, they and horribly. And again, as you mentioned, didn't clap for anyone. All the people that were honored, including 13-year-old DJ, not one of them got up, not one of them clapped, and they're feeling it today. Many people are upset by the way that they acted. And of course, today, um, the Al Green, the representative Democratic congressman who got up and made an outburst at the address, was censored. He
Yep.
was censored today,
Yep.
as
Kicked
he should
off
have been. Mhm.
Kicked off of his committees and everything. Go
Yeah.
back to Texas, sir, with that ponytail.
Right, exactly. But he did not go out, or the Democrats did not go out without a fight, as if you would. It's shocking that they would even continue to put up a fight against this after so many people were disgusted by the way that they acted. Before we get into this next clip, folks, we are again a Christian conservative. We are currently streaming on both Pop and Politics and the Christian Conservative channel. But we need all of you to head over to Christian Conservative YouTube channel right now and hit that subscribe button. So moving forward, we're going to be streaming exclusively on Christian Conservative with KJ and CJ. And this will be our home for Christian conservative content. So please, yes, if you're watching on Pop and Politics, come on over to the chat on Christian Conservative. I will put in the link for you all. I think, let me see here. Yeah, I'll put this link in for you all. And all you would do is just click on that link and watch on the Christian Conservative channel.
Please, guys, we need your support. We need your help.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, but like it was just it was shocking to me because Steven Crowder actually did like a comparison, because people want to compare the conservatives. The conservatives and the Republicans in Congress, like if Joe Biden said things that were good, they might not have jumped up and cheered, but when he said pro-American ideals, they would clap and they would support him. These people would not even clap when President Trump said America's back.
Right.
Like, don't you want that? Like, isn't that
No.
a good thing?
No, it's not a good thing for them, because it's a good thing for President Trump. And so they are so disgusting, so evil, so anti-American now, because they have this TDS, Trump derangement,
Yep.
and they just do not want him to do well, that they feel like the country will go down and burn. And we literally saw this with Black Lives Matter movement. They would rather our country burn than stand up for what is good, what is happening now that is good.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Al Green, ponytail from Texas, like he got so angry at, quote unquote, it wasn't a mandate. It wasn't a mandate for him to say there. It wasn't a mandate. And I love oh God, what's his name? I can't even think of his name.
Oh,
Alan.
Where was he?
He went on The View today.
Oh, no, View
Stephen
Today.
A. Smith.
Oh,
Stephen A.
Stephen A.
Smith.
Smith. Oh, yeah.
He went on there and explained why it truly is a mandate. This man, not only did he win the popular vote, President Trump won the popular vote, he increased in all demographics. Like he got trounced. I mean, Kamala Harris got trounced. And the only way they're trying to say that it's close is because of the votes that came in after 12 midnight. Like, and we all know where those came from. Like before 12 midnight, she was getting trounced. And so, yes, it was a mandate.
Of course it was. Everyone knows it was.
Yeah.
And they're continuing to push these lies as they have been doing all the last 4 years with Biden. You know, Corinne Jean-Pierre was on The View also and was trying to say that President Trump, or comparing President Trump to dictators again. And we know, we can see with our own eyes that President Trump has been he's been the most transparent president of our generation as of right now. He has been taking question after question after question from the press. He's opened up, the Oval Office for not just the mainstream media, but also independent journalists. I mean, what are they talking? And they continue to say that he is trying to censor. He is not being forthcoming with information. It's a lie. We know it is a lie. We can clearly see it.
Yeah, and they keep like lying. Like they keep they're like for instance, if I just give an example, when he was talking about the waste, the extreme waste, they're like, he's lying. Where's the receipts? Like, first of all, President Trump is a very smart man. I don't care what y'all think about it, but he's not going to say on a major stage like that unverifiable truths. The fact of the matter is there was way. Like y'all are just making yourselves look stupid. Democrats, y'all don't have a leg to stand on at this point. Y'all literally don't.
No, people are sounding off in the chat. I mean, John Prudencia says, fired Letitia James, New York corrupt AG.
Oh, yeah, she got to go.
Yeah, Orville Haynes says, love your content. Thank you so much, Orville. I hope you guys are coming over to Christian Conservative. Right now, we are streaming on Poppin' Politics and Christian Conservative, but we will cut the stream on Poppin' Politics momentarily. So did we put the link in the comments? Click on that link and go over to Christian Conservative on this chat and subscribe if you haven't done so already.
Yes.
All right.
And Zelensky has even come back and said that they want they want to work out a deal. Like,
oh yeah.
So they're saying,
I want to, before we move there, I want to go back to something you said about the fraud and waste. So the Social Security Administration came out today, and they acknowledged that there is an issue of potentially deceased individuals listed in its records. The Epic Times is reporting the agency has made significant progress in identifying and correcting beneficiary records of people 100 years old or older. So they're acknowledging that this is happening. They said that basically what it is they do allow for these people to stay on the rolls, but they're claiming that there are no benefits paid out to these people. But that just doesn't make sense. They also say the agency said it follows a long-established initiative to identify individuals who could be deceased. So what happens is they have these people on the rolls, but when they see that they're on the rolls and they don't know whether they're alive or dead, they do interviews. And then within these interviews, they find out if the person is alive. So apparently they wait 3 years, it said, if they have not used their Medicare for 3 years, that's when they do an interview to see if they're alive or not. But I don't believe that.
Well, whether it's true or not, so this is, I actually saw that, right? Like I saw that them trying to explain it, but whether they got benefits or not, it is a problem when a institution that we're paying a lot of money for the staffing, a lot of the programs, a lot of the work that goes into what is the Department of Social Security is making these kind of mega errors. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not okay to have thousands of people on the rolls. God forbid anything happen and you got to mass create or mass produce things for them. Let's say you put in a system where you have to send out packages to everybody that's in the system, and then you send out wasteful packages. So them trying to say, oh, these people are not getting checks is not the major focus. And this is what Elon Musk is trying to say, you guys. This is our tax dollars going to people who are incompetent, who are not doing the job that we are paying them to do, and then getting mad when we're asking you to leave.
Right. And when you mentioned Elon Musk, he responded to this. He said, what it looks like is that most of the fraud is not coming from Social Security payments directly, but because they are marked as alive in Social Security database, they can now get disability, unemployment, and fake medical payments and other things.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's all, whenever you have a system that is not accurate, not kept up to date, fraud can become, it can become ripe with fraud. So
exactly.
This is anything. And this thing, they had millions of people that were not accounted for. There's fraud.
And that's what I mean. It's like people are getting upset and saying, oh, well, no checks were sent. I'm like, that's like me making total mistakes at my job, and I say, oh, well, I didn't deposit any money in somebody's account. Like I can't make those kind of mistakes when I'm being paid for accuracy and a good job, and to do a good job.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Folks, I want to thank you all for your super chats. I see you guys there. I want to acknowledge you guys. Thank you. All right, as a tree with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
all
much.
Right, and we have Laura Jenkins with the $5 super. Thank you.
Thank you so
Laura.
much.
Red Bucks, thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate Le Papa Bleu. The $10 super chat says evilness from within always surfaces to rear its ugly head. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. And folks, if you are watching on Poppin' Politics, we are actually streaming tonight from Poppin' Politics and Christian Conservative. This is Christian Conservative, your trusted source for news and politics from the Christian Conservative perspective. So please come on over to the Christian Conservative YouTube channel. We put the link in the chat. We want to grow this channel. Yes. This is a new channel. We want to grow it. So please come on over because we are cutting the stream on Poppin' Politics shortly.
Yeah. All right. My sister Donna, she said it's careless and wrong. Exactly. And Donna doesn't even, she's not even a Republican, but at least like we have some like common sense Democrats saying, yeah, I'm not paying you to tell me that you had thousands and thousands of mistakes like that. Like that don't make it better. That don't make me feel better.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I want to go back to Al Green. So he came out today. Again, we said he was censured today. Was actually a couple Democrats joined in. So the House eventually voted 224 to 198. Ultimately, 10 Democrats joined 214 Republicans to censure him. And he had this to say in regards to the censure. Well, actually, this is what happened during the vote. This is clip 1.
Is that he will call Congressman Green to the well. Oh, there we go. Let's listen in.
To answering present. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. The House will come to order. The House will come to order. Shh. Will Representative Green present himself to the well? By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. The House had come to order. The House had come to order. What's that?
You want to let him keep doing this, or it's only fair?
The House had come to order. Clear the well, please. Clear the well. The House has to continue its business. Just say the House is in recess. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the House will stand in recess subject to the call of the chair.
Wow. This is embarrassing. This song was a song that was used during the civil rights era, during, times of severe pain and just torture and things like that, and they are singing it for this. This is a farce.
The blacks are literally making a mockery out of leadership, out of the things that they say they care about, which, is rights. And like, why are they so not serious, KJ? They're not.
They're singing for this man that embarrassed himself during the address.
But this cannot be. First of all, there is no reason to sing for leaders that are in Congress to be singing "We Shall Overcome." You have overcame, sir. You are a congressman. All right. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Second of all, this is a serious place. Okay. And they are just making it reminds me of old dude from Nashville, from Tennessee. You remember when he was in there standing up, singing the black guy, whatever. Oh, I gotta find his name.
Oh, my pants on fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, y'all, we are asking y'all on behalf of all of the black and brown people, if you don't do nothing else for us, we are kindly asking all black and brown congressmen, senators to do one thing, and that is to do your freaking job.
Yeah.
Do your job. Do your job. Stop with all of this.
Yeah. I know the chat is on fire here, folks. Thank you all so much. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Fed Up Patriot said they couldn't do a better job if they were trying out for stand-up comedy. Yeah. Liberalism is a mental disorder. It really
is. At this point, it is. They are singing "We Shall Overcome," and then the white liberals that are standing next to them. What?
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Folks, we have almost 1,000 people in the chat tonight. Thank you so much. Please come on over to Christian Conservative. We are streaming this on 2 platforms today. So this is actually the Christian Conservative broadcast, but we are streaming it on Poppin' Politics YouTube and Christian Conservative. But we need you guys to come on over to the Christian Conservative YouTube. Yes, come on over and watch the rest of this show on Christian Conservative. We're going to continue it on Christian Conservative, but we will be cutting the broadcast on Poppin' Politics. So please come on over to Christian Conservative. We will post the link in the comments.
Yeah. It just, even the paddles, somebody brought up the paddles, Christine Exu, like these are not serious people. These are not, everything they do is consorted, is derived. Like, it's like, hey, you better do this, or we're trying to make make some kind of like statement, and all we ask is you do your job. If you don't believe in it, fine. If you do believe in it, vote that way. Be a serious person, come to work, do a good job, represent the people well that voted for you. Like, all this is too much, KJ. It's too much.
Yeah. And listen, I want to let me see here, because I want to bring up the words, the lyrics to "We Shall Overcome." This is a civil rights song, as we all know. It's actually a hymn. These people are so sick. They are sick, and they are just disgusting, shameful people.
Yeah.
We shall overcome. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand someday. We shall live in peace someday. We are not afraid today. God will see us through today. This is the song they decide to sing because of their colleague, Representative Al Green, decides to act like a total ass at the address the other night. Would not stand, would not clap for 13-year-old DJ, for the moms and parents who lost their children to illegals, to the hostage that was brought home from Gaza. And they choose this song to sing.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah. And not only that, like, KJ, I just pulled up some stats. I'm so glad you said that about Al Green's Houston, right? It's 99% urban. What does that tell you? It's already got issues, got problems, right? The population, the median household is 62,000. So it's not a rich neighborhood at all.
Right.
It's 35% Black, 40% Hispanic, 12% white, right? So this is, do you know the things that this man could be representing his people, but instead he's standing there screaming at a president who is trying to help y'all, like who is trying to stop fraud, stop waste, and all of the things that your district desperately needs, trying to bring back jobs, trying to make America safer by helping with the border. Like, all the things that these Black leaders say that they want, this is the only president in my lifetime who is actually executing on them. And if you don't like the man, just be quiet and shut up. But do not argue that these things that President Trump is proposing is not going to help you in your city, fool. You're a border town.
Right. Yeah. And the whole thing, what are you overcoming? Again, that man probably makes more money or probably has more wealth than most of the people that he represents. Okay. He's locked hands with people of all ethnicities, religions, things. So we are in peace for right now. We're at peace in the country. We weren't under Biden, but at least right now, and when President Trump was in office previously, we were not in any wars or anything like that. So what does the song really mean? It means it is it's performative.
Oh yeah.
It's performative. That's what it is.
Yeah, and Jason Riley says the civil rights movement has become the civil rights industry. He says the civil rights movement has become the civil rights industry, and they are selling it. And I'm sorry, but a lot of Black folks, we ain't buying it. I mean, a lot of Black folks is done with the Democrat.
I have Laura here. She says, I need some advice, ladies, in chat family. What is going on about our allies leaving the U.S.? Is this wrong?
No, they're not leaving. Our allies are not leaving the U.S.
Okay.
It's a lie.
I'm not sure what she's talking about, the allies.
Well, she's probably talking about how Canada and is saying that they're going to be partnering with France and Germany and all of these people to somehow back away from the US. You have to watch Steven Crowder, go to Rumble, watch Steven Crowder's breakdown of it. They cannot survive without the US at all. And they need us. But all of this, like you said, KJ, is performative. It's all because they don't want President Trump to do a good job. He is pushing forward and he's not intimidated by these people. You're going to see it turn around very soon. Watch what I tell you. Our military is way too strong. We fund the entire NATO. So, I mean, like, where they going to go? Who's she going to go to? Who Canada going to go to? Where they going to go and get the $55 billion that we supplement them with?
Yeah. As a tree with the $5 super chat says, the Democrats are literally driving themselves insane with their hatred of President Trump. Even their own constituents are getting sick of them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And speaking of that, chocolate. Oh, hey, Trey's Chocolate City says they need us. They need us. We don't need them. Exactly.
And we finally know that. KJ, we said that on Sunday night. Whole time Americans didn't know what we were. We didn't understand how powerful we was until President Trump blew the lid off of it. And they're so angry that we finally know that y'all need us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need we don't need your brown sugar, Canada. We have our own.
Right. Right. I wanted a super chat here from WD with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Certainly appreciate you there. Now, talking about this this address that President Trump gave on Tuesday. So you guys know MSNBC was just, they are evil. They are disgusting. It was shameful. The comments that they made about President Trump and DJ, the 13-year-old cancer survivor that President Trump honored. We have a clip here. Actually, oh, wait, 1 second. Let me see here. I have a clip here I want to show you guys because President Trump addressed this today. What Nicole Wallace said from MSNBC. He addressed it today, and he got her good. I want you guys to take a look here. All right, thank you so much. All right, here we are. This is President Trump addressing MSNBC's Nicole Wallace despicable comment that she made about that 13-year-old cancer survivor.
Worse than CNN is MSDNC, which is the worst.
Yeah.
And the good news is very few people watch them anymore. They have lost such credibility. And frankly, what Nicole Wallace said.
But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide.
I've never been a fan of hers, and she's not very talented. But I'll tell you what she said the other day about that young man is disgraceful. She should be forced to resign. And Rachel Maddow should be forced to resign. Nobody watches her anyway. I don't know if it's not possible they pay her as much money as I hear, but certainly she's lost all credibility, both of them. But what they said the other day, they should be forced to resign about that young person who was suffering greatly. Worse than.
Yeah. Crystal,
agree.
What did you think when you heard her say that?
So when I heard it, I didn't feel like it was anything that was inconsistent with what they always try to do. I think what's sad to me is that I'd rather them say nothing because they can't even give credit. They can't say anything good about President Trump. And so when I heard it, I was like, she's going to try to make some kind of connection with January 6th because that's all they have. God bless the Patriots for January 6th. Nobody believes Nicole Wallace anymore. She's a loser and she hates herself. And I hate that for her and her family. I didn't think that it was anything but consistent, KJ. Honestly, I thought it was just consistent with who they are. No one listens to them anymore.
Yeah. You know what? You bring up a good point because, I was horrified. I was absolutely horrified. I was. And I guess I was so horrified because DJ, again, the 13-year-old cancer survivor didn't deserve that.
No.
He didn't deserve to be compared or to be linked with suicide. I mean, the boy is suffering, is fighting for his life. And to say that I hope that he doesn't commit suicide if he becomes an officer, it was just sick. It was really, really sick. But then when I think about what you just said, Crystal, like we shouldn't be surprised because these are the same people that advocate for mutilating kids.
Yeah.
Grooming kids, sexualizing kids. They want to take away our parental rights. They want to have our children, do all sorts of things in school and not let us know. So it does run right along with what they say.
And these are the people that lie. I mean, think about the bloodbath. Like I think about all of these stuff. You remember when the bloodbath comment and they were like, "Oh my God, he said that it's going to be a bloodbath." They knew he didn't say that. You remember when he was saying, what's the guy? The comment about the guy who eats people from Silence of the Lamb.
Hannibal Lecter.
And they were like, oh, he's going in these fairy tale moments about Hannibal Lecter. They knew what he was trying to say, about, the people emptying their jail cell. These people lie. I mean, they literally can't, for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on with their minds. I don't know what's going on with their integrity. I don't know how they sleep at night, but to look at something and just flat out lie, you're a psychopath. So I wasn't surprised that they made the whole DJ thing like about January 6th and people committing suicide. Nobody died in January. Can we say nobody was killed in January 6th? Can we just say that?
I don't even know how she's connecting that to January 6th.
That's what they just lie. Y'all, it's getting to the point where these people are so dishonest. Nothing, it's like almost like nothing is too low for them. Mm-hmm. Like nothing's too low for them. They had Oprah, as rich as that fool is, and we've never held her accountable. And we need to hold that woman accountable. Her voice is too powerful. Her voice is too influential for her to lie the way that she did, saying President Trump is going to make it so we never have another election again. There is no floor to these people, and we have not held them accountable. And I agree with President Trump that they do need to resign. But you know what? She's not the only one. It needs to start. Oprah, Bill Maher, get a life. Stop trying to toe the line. Yeah. There was no floor with these people. These disgusting people. Beyonce, I can't forgive these people, KJ. I cannot forgive them.
No,
it's better they stayed out of it. It's better they let them shoot the fair. But the way that they lied.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Crystal. And, we know why they're doing this. So this is pure desperation right now. Yes. Folks, these people are desperate because they see their power slipping away. And so right now, we're in dangerous times. We're in dangerous times because I know Laura was saying allies are leaving, but right now we have enemies within our country.
Oh, yes.
That are trying to tear at the fabric of America. And because they see their power slipping away, they thought they had it during the lockdowns, during the scamdemic. Okay. And then, they thought that they had it. They thought it was over with President Trump. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to unalive him. They tried to lock him up. Nothing worked because God, the hand of God was on him.
Amen.
This is not, I mean, folks, if you are not saved right now after seeing all the stuff that happened with President Trump, all hope is lost for you. Because when I saw all that happen, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe this is proof there is a God, because this man was saved. I mean, it was miraculous almost, you know?
Amen. Amen. Amen, KJ. They said that we're cutting the channel, you guys. Please, if you can, follow us at KJCJ Christian Conservative, KJCJ on YouTube. You guys, please, we need your support. Keep listening. We got a power pack show for you, so don't go.
Yes, we do. We have several. We new video of Jasmine Crockett is out today, and we gotta show you guys some things going on with her. She is an imposter.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is an imposter, and we have proof now that she's an imposter. And so this next video that we are going to show is proof that the Democrats are really trying to keep the electorate uninformed and, for lack of a better word, ghetto. They want us ghetto. They want us sexualized. They want to break up families. And what they're doing is they're putting people in place as caricatures of these types of narratives, so that more people can then follow behind them and become this. And this is what Jasmine Crockett is doing. We have video here that is pretty intimidating. Well, not intimidating, but
it's interesting. It's telling. It's telling. Ghetto girl Crockett. Here she go. Come on, Becky.
Yeah. So definitely, I'm going to hold on here for, we're going to wait a couple minutes before we play this clip. And then I'm going to cut the feed, but definitely come on over to Christian Conservative and watch the rest of this broadcast. We have so much left. We're talking about Stephen A. Smith. We are going to talk about, what else do we have up here? Of course, Jasmine Crockett. We also are going to talk about Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant in Georgia. And then we have another church that is segregating the congregation based on race. All of that we got to talk about. So come on over to Christian Conservative. I want to give you guys some time. Here.
Someone said, KJ, someone said the allies leaving were never our friends anyway.
Right. Yeah.
They ain't leaving. Trust and believe they ain't leaving.
Right. Yep. I just put the link there again. So again, I'm going to cut this feed on Poppin' Politics, and we're going to continue on Christian Conservative. All right. So let's see here. One moment. All right.
Come on over.
Yes, come on over.
Oh, thank you, Kimi Plan. She said subscribed.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh God, did Crockett get some of that BLM money? Come on, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about it. All right. So I want to really dig into that.
Wow. The super chat. Wow. When is she going to do some work? I know, right? Besides yapping her lips, she need to be like, just be a reporter, sis. Like, I mean, like, you want to be on MSDNC. I heard there's a opening from Joy Reid.
Yep, you're in the right place, Bella. You're in the right place. That's like the trash can. That's like the tow yard for all these washed up leftists. They go over to MSNBC and try to create some type of audience there, and they really don't. So let's get into this Jasmine Crockett thing. So you guys saw her. Apparently she made some type of video Tuesday night saying that she didn't want anybody to watch President Trump's address. And so here she is in clip 8 dancing. This woman is so ghetto. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an issue. We have a young lady here who decided that she was going to come from wherever she came from, go to Texas, and now she thinks she's Kendrick Lamar. What in the world is going on here? This is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. Please, please help us. Weave eyelashes. Jesus Christ.
It's the interns in the back for me. What are they doing? That was the cringiest video ever, KJ.
Yeah.
That takes the cake from Kamala Harris saying, "Yeah, I'm out here in these streets."
I know. This is a woman. She's in her 40s.
Yes.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yes.
She's in the halls of Congress dancing and all this type of stuff. For what?
It's so good. And Wolf, hold on. I love a good meme, KJ. I do. I love a good time. I love a good TikTok, right? If you can do it, sis can't do it. KJ, y'all, okay, so my Christian conservative family, y'all, we have talked about KJ and I, we around Black people. We are surrounded by the Browns, okay? When they do it, it don't look like that. KJ, does it look like that?
No, I thought the same thing. And
then she put that.
Yeah. It's performative. She's creating this character, this ghetto girl character, to, I guess, try to create just try to be like this so other people can follow along with what she's doing. And it's really embarrassing. Now, we have another clip here. This is when before she entered Congress, I think she was running for office. And listen to her here. This is clip 7.
Absolutely. First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need.
Listen, he up there, he's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't,
But when she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows anything about the Congresswoman, they know.
We showed up, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts.
The congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat. And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that.
We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But the legend himself, John Lewis, that is the seat in which she currently serves. So she honored his legacy. This is the message that she wanted to send today.
I can't, KJ, I can't tell you how disappointed I am. Because honestly, if she would represent her constituents like that, as chunky as she was, in the red blazer, at least she sounded professional, and she sounded like she's there to work and do a good job, right? But then she's switching up and being this ghetto girl and having other Black women surround her, and nobody's tapping her on the shoulder and saying, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not cool.
No, folks, they want us, our community, they want us ghetto, they want us uninformed, they want us sexualized, they want us single, childless. This is what the Democrat Party wants, how they want the Black community. And why? Why do they want us like this? Because all of those things that I named, they lead to government dependence. You're single. Generally, if you don't, you're gonna need help. Especially as you get older. If you don't have a family to assist you in things, government dependence. They want to sexualize because again, they want to push abortion. They want us trauma, to experience all types of trauma from having all these abortions. And then you're single, sleeping around with men and things like this. Government dependence on that. I mean, the list goes on. This is very troubling. We're not only seeing it from Democrats in office like her, but we're also seeing it pushed in the media, in music, in movies, in culture. This type of caricature that she's been performing is what we see all over the place. And then we wonder why our children are out of control.
Exactly. And I mean, and she somebody brought up the bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Like, she's sitting there, she's heavy. I mean, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm a burger away. But she's heavy. She is claiming that Marjorie Taylor Greene is whatever, but Marjorie Taylor Greene to me is just a little spicy. Like, she goes hard a little bit, but she's never like unprofessional or trying to be ghetto or anything like that. And she looks very nice and very professional whenever you see her. I just think Jasmine Crockett is a disgrace to Black and brown girls. I mean, like, we don't want our leadership looking like the way that she looks. We want our leadership looking smart and looking professional. And she got, even when she was sitting there in that chair, like, she still had the wig, the lace front, the bad lace front, where you see it like y'all, can we do leave out? Like, what happened to leave out? Like, leave out, come back, because y'all lace fronts is getting on my last nerve. We see the lace front, okay? So she's there and she's ghetto and she's this and she's that, and Black people really don't want that. KJ, we were just supporting LaToya. Say her last name for me.
Congolo.
LaToya, shout out to her. Amazing, beautiful Black woman who was just elected into our delegates here in Maryland. And we were in her office, KJ. Was there any part of you that thought this would be a good time for us to do the Kendrick Lamar dance?
No.
Or do a TikTok of, do the Bootylicious TikTok. Like, this is a serious taxpayer funded operation. And for her to get away with that, and she's not immediately censored or made to leave her post, it just shows how unserious Black people are about their future.
Yeah, I totally agree, 100%. And that was a good comparison that you brought up, Crystal, because you were right on with it. It's like the professional class, the educators, the congressmen or women, they're starting to act more like the booty rappers. She's moving more closer to Sexy Red when with Sexy Red type people are supposed to be influenced by her, by modesty, by professionalism, by femininity. But we're seeing it go the direct opposite. And so, this is what I'm talking about. Even when we talk about the church, and we've said this multiple times, how we're seeing that, the church is supposed to influence culture, but now we're seeing culture influence the church. This is backwards. This is so backwards.
Yeah. But I mean, but this is the time where it's very, very dangerous for all people, because when the church has lost its savor, like, even God says, like, when the salt has lost its savor, like, it's useless. It's to be trampled upon. And America doesn't have a hope without Christians and Bible believers and conservatism.
Yeah, I totally agree there. I certainly agree there. And again, we continue to see the Democrats try to use when they don't have any type of information, when they don't have good policies, good solutions for the country, they move to racism. And here we are here on this Zoom call talking about or trying to say Trump wants Black folk back in slavery. This is clip 2.
And as they have decided to go after immigrants and these and things like that, and they've said, oh, they taking your Black jobs. They taking your Black jobs. Not really. They are obviously jobs that they want us to go back to, such as work in the fields, all right? Those immigrants that come into our country, they work the fields, something that we ain't done in a long time. And clearly, he is trying to make us go back to the fields.
So all of the ways in which they can kill public education, from defunding it from a federal level and then also enabling state monies and local monies to flow into the private for-profit school setup that is ongoing. It's a recipe to make education unavailable to Black people. And where does that then leave us? It puts us back to when America was great and we were picking cotton and all of it, we're doing the productivity that they are putting my Latino brothers and sisters who migrate here to do that work, because we are not suited intellectually to do it anymore. And but they would have us back confined to doing that kind of work. So we got to watch out for where we are headed. And it's the people that will save our democracy, that will stop this movement towards the past that Trump has us hurtling towards.
Ignorant Black man is the results of that droopy looking lashes fool that they have in that they have in Congress.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Trump's guy. What's his name? The white guy, the speaker. And they keep pushing this lie to Black folks that somehow immigrants are doing the jobs that we don't want to do. First of all, there is not a single job that Americans don't want to do, that can't do. Americans don't want to do those jobs. First of all, Americans don't want to do those jobs for the rates that you guys are doing it. Second of all, as it was mentioned by Trump's guy, what is the white guy that we like? He's bald and he's like a speaker for Trump's team.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller said that is the biggest lie that continues to get pushed by ignorant people. The majority of illegal immigrants find themselves in New York and California and other rural areas. How much farming goes on there?
Right.
How much farming goes on there? And most of the farming that goes on in the United States of America is done by machinery. And I can tell you, illegal immigrants ain't working machines. They're doing jobs like construction that Black and brown people have done historically and have made a lot of wealth for their family, and they have taken it away. The fact that they just keep lying to uninformed, ignorant Black people, and Black people not checking them, saying, first of all, there ain't no job that I'm not too good to do. Farming I can do, and no, farming is not associated with slave owners. Farming is associated with me feeding my kids. This is the programming they doing.
Yeah. But this is why it's so important for shows like ours, Christian conservative, because our goal is to get the truth out to people so you guys can see. Even if we have people here that are not Republican, not conservative, hopefully we are, at least giving you something to think about, something to, say, wait, that kind of makes sense. Let me research it. And then that can start you down a path of discovery. And that's how I started, same with Crystal. We were all Democrats in the past, grew up Democrats. And then there was something that didn't make sense that the Democrats were feeding us, and we started to research it, and here we are conservatives. So this is the way to go. And, you know, folks, if you're watching, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button and also subscribe. You could also share this on your social media wall or in a DM. So definitely like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. And
Right.
I mean, and honestly, Black and brown people should really be concerned because, I mean, they're bringing in illegal immigrants to replace your votes. Like, you guys, like, Black and brown people are aborting their children. Let's tell the truth. Y'all are not making babies anymore. Y'all having a lot of sex and not making babies. Okay. And so they cannot rely on y'all as constituents for the future. So they're bringing in illegal immigrants, not to do the jobs y'all don't want to do, is to vote.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And speaking of jobs, I want to kind of change gears a little bit. And I know this wasn't queued up tonight, but I really want your opinion on this. So you guys know Elon Musk is working with President Trump. And, you know, so far I've been pretty happy with the job that he has done. Now, I will say I was calling out Elon Musk a long time ago, you know, just on the fact of the whole AI and things like that. You know, that's something I'm really critical about, because I do believe that it leads to transhumanism. So I'm not for that. I think it goes, you know, the way that the left and globalists are trying to use AI, I believe it will, it's anti-Christian. So I'm only saying that to say, Candace Owens was on Piers Morgan today, and she blasted Elon Musk. And so I want to get your thoughts on this, Crystal, and I want to hear what from you all in the chat, if you agree, disagree, because I know we do like Doge, and you know he seems to be doing a good job, but she is not happy with him. So
I love Elon.
Take a look here.
I was never keen on him essentially buying a seat at the table, which is what he's done, because we don't know what Elon Musk believes. You know, I am a Christian conservative. Elon Musk, of course, is going to be at odds with me and my beliefs because he wants to put brain chips in people's minds. He wants to go to Mars. You know, these things conflict with me theologically. You know, I think he's a transhumanist. What are his perspectives on marriage? He's had how many different women? I think he has up to 13 different children. What is Elon Musk's endgame? And we have not seen people interview him fairly. They're either incredibly hostile to him, like you saw with Don Lemon, or they're too friendly to him, and which they just see him as a superhero. And I would actually like to see someone sit down and flesh out what Elon Musk actually believes. What is his goal? What is he trying to contribute? Because I don't think you can say that you are a conservative if you are not ultimately trying to conserve the nuclear family unit. And I don't think that he's trying to do any of those things. And so we're now seeing that, okay, maybe this is about AI for him. Maybe this is about data collection for him. Maybe this is about him wanting to be the first person and getting a leg into federal governments so that he can do things that are on a larger scale in terms of artificial intelligence. I don't know the answer to that, and not knowing the answer to that made me uncomfortable when people did what we always speak against, which is essentially turn him into a celebrity, that worship him like he's Taylor Swift, and think that because he's got tons of money and bought X, that he's now suddenly allowed to direct us on politics. I just am not into celebrity worship culture.
All right. So a lot to unpack there. So first of all, I haven't seen anyone praising, worshiping Elon Musk like she described. Now, you know, at least for me personally, and even when we're on here, people are talking about it. You know, we like the work that he's doing. We love the way that he's uncovering waste and fraud. You know, as far as the rocket ship and the things he's done with Tesla, I think people, you know, support. But as far as worshiping him, as far as putting him up on some superstar status, I haven't seen many conservatives doing that. You?
No, if anything, conservatives have been very critical of him when it's deserved. Candace, I have a real problem with Candace. Like she's very influential. And she red pilled me. So I'm very careful sometimes to try and like give her the benefit of the doubt. But this Candace that she is now, I don't know who the hell she is. Like I really don't. And I'm sorry, you guys, but it's getting to the point where I can't even fake it anymore. She's saying no one knows what Elon Musk believes, and he bought a seat at the table. I don't believe he bought a seat at the table at all. I think that he is very successful and has earned a seat at the table. President Trump has been very clear about Elon Musk's position at the table. He's gifted in management. He's gifted in organization. And so President Trump said we have to be good to our geniuses. And essentially that's what he is. He's a really, really smart, brilliant guy. Him wanting to go onto Mars, to me, is not necessarily saying anything besides that he's trying to expand the human footprint. If you've watched him, he tells you what his goal is. I don't think he believes in transhumanism. I think he believes a lot in technology. So putting a brain chip, KJ, I know a lot of people are like worried about that, but I think he thinks about it from like a techie perspective. He believes that we should be more human and have more humans. That's one of the reasons he talks about it all the time. Like that's the reason why he wants to make all the babies. Like he wants more humans. And he talks about in the 80s there was a guy that said that the planet was too full and that there was too many humans and we were going to destroy the planet. And he talks about how he loathes that person. He said, I hate that person because he's the reason why we have a population shortage today. Elon Musk has also created not just going to Mars in rocket ships. This man is creating a technology where people can have a chip in their brain that allows them, if they are quadriplegic and can't walk anymore, it allows them to walk again. Like this man is advancing the human agenda. And I just think that she's just kind of at this point, I'm sorry, Candace, I love you, but you're just a hater. You're just a hater. You're just a hater. You're hating on Jews that platformed you. You're hating on Elon Musk. Like if you don't like him, there's a lot of Democrats that are coming at him. We don't need to hear it from you. We really don't.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I'm kind of torn with Elon as far as the technical, logical stuff. You know, to me, that whole brain chip and stuff, it's a fine line to me between that type of stuff and then transhumanism. Because again, you know, next thing you know, they're talking about fusion between robot and human, and that's coming. That is coming. You know, I've said this multiple times. You guys can go back and check this channel on the videos on transhumanism. I do believe that's why we're seeing all this androgyny, because they're in the end, they want to fuse man with robot. There will be no gender that way. And so again, they are trying to remove all that to prepare us for this whole transhumanism. But Elon Musk has been kind of torn about that as well. He has spoken out against against what AI is capable of, and bringing that in a lot. So he's kind of talked out against that and stuff. But regardless of all of that, he's doing a good job as far as what he's set to do now. So, and I've said this before on here. I don't understand how Candace Owens can speak so harshly about Elon Musk and his star power and, people putting him up on a pedestal of a celebrity status. And she has yet to speak out against Kanye West.
Agree.
I'm not even talking about all the anti-Semitism stuff he said. I'm specifically talking about his wife parading around town naked First off, we don't even know if he's married to her, but whether he is, the sexualization of this woman, the pornography that he perpetuates over and over again, not just to adults, but to children. She was literally on her podcast this week praising Kanye West. So how can you, as a Christian woman, talk about Elon Musk, talk about morality and things like this, and you have a guy that you have literally said was a close friend, you admire him, and all this type of stuff, and you say nothing about the trashy, despicable pornography that he continues to push and peddle to children.
Agree. And more importantly, like what has he done to help her? I mean, like President Trump has helped her. Like she talks about Don Jr. has helped her raise money. Like, I mean, PragerU has platformed her. Like Daily Wire platformed her. And it's okay if you don't like what they're doing, but don't start. I mean, Kanye West, a Christian, one day did a whole gospel album, and like you said, the next day has his wife Bianca, Blanco, whoever, like literally naked on the red carpet. Like everybody has their issues and their challenges, and nobody's perfect. Elon Musk is not perfect. The AI thing, I think it's actually pretty beautiful what he said about AI. He says there's a clip of him saying that AI is just, it's here now, right? Like there's nothing you can do about AI at this point, but have more good people make AI. He said that's all you can do. He said if you want AI to be good, more people need to make good AI. And if not, all the bad people are going to make AI while the good people keep their head in the sand. And then we're gonna really be in trouble. Like Elon Musk is not perfect by any chance, but there's none perfect. There's none good. And if she's truly a Christian, as she says that she is, then she needs to recognize the moment that we live in, that God is using these imperfect men to save America and ultimately save the world. So yeah, like somebody said, girl, you was a Catholic. I mean, you was a Christian one day and a Catholic the next. I mean, like, come on, like let's keep it funky in here. Like nobody is perfect. And stop being a hater. Stop. It's not cool. And I like Candace. Stop being a hater. Be loyal and be, like
I just want her to be consistent. I just want her to be consistent. I mean,
they never are, KJ.
If she's speaking out against Elon, really, I have no issue with that. But she has lost so much credibility for me as far as this moral, high ground that she's taking. And she's literally has Kanye's West song. It is her introductory song on her show. She was talking about him just this week. And this guy he's just disgusting. But I want to hear from the chat because you guys are off.
KJ said, I just wanted to be consistent. That was the best line of the night, y'all.
So let me see here. S-File says, exactly. Her main issue is her personal beliefs, which she should be personal. All right. AH says, thank you. She's how she supports Kanye and Andrew Tate. OMG. I know you like Andrew
Tate. I
Tate.
love Andrew Tate. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna have to pray for me. That is my guy. I will always defend him.
Laura says, yep. And let's see here. Allie says, or the Andrew Tate. Yeah, I agree there. I don't see it either. But
Allie, I love him.
Matt says, not very Christian. S-File says, oh yeah, that it too. She hasn't said a word about her friend Kanye. Yep. Degula says, yeah, she's a mess. Oh, Kung Fu CJ says, the Bible says in the latter time, you will not be able to buy or sell unless you take the mark, your right hand or your head. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, Felix KJ. Exactly, KJ. Dawn. Yes. Yeah. Deborah Huber. Absolutely. AH. That's her swastika wearing homeboy. Yeah, he had a shirt on last week with a swastika all throughout.
And I mean, Elon, I'm not trying to come at Kanye like you said. Like I personally think that he's troubled. Like he's just troubled. A lot of gifted people are, right? Like a lot of gifted people, are troubled. But as far as her, like just being so disloyal, I can take a lot of things, y'all. But when somebody has helped me become, what I am, like in the way that she has used white people. I mean, like she used white people, used Jews, benefit from them, married one of them. Like she wouldn't have got him without getting introduced. I think she met him at somebody's famous wedding or something. Like, and for her to just kind of poo-poo on them, like that bothers me about her. And I just think that she's too good for that. Like she really is.
Yeah. Alan Cook says, where you find United States in the Bible is Genesis 48 and 49. United States is Manasseh and Great Britain is Ephraim. You ladies keep it up. Christian volume is more important than anything.
Amen.
I can agree with that. Yeah, right there. Yes, indeed. All right.
Somebody said in my defense, he said, I defended Andrew Tate too when DeSantis said he wasn't welcome here in the Florida.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was a little harsh as well. And I'm not an Andrew Tate fan at all. I don't understand how he could do that.
Andrew Tate is a little rough. I think he's an entertainer and he talks like in order to get a reaction out of people. But his actions to me, and I'm not talking about before he became like, now this, I think he's making men again, and I kind of like that. I like Andrew Tate.
I'm sure he has some redeemable traits. Definitely, I'm sure but I mean, he's not my favorite person.
You don't like him?
Yeah, not my favorite person. But I mean, again, I do agree with that comment, though. I thought DeSantis was harsh. However, Byron Donalds came out today and said he agreed with what they did. And I was actually shocked. So he said he agreed with how they handled Andrew Tate. He said he doesn't know all the particulars about his case and things he was saying, but he said he agreed with it. So I don't know.
I agree with how they handled him. I don't agree that they said that he's not welcome, but I do agree that if somebody has the name that Andrew Tate, the reputation that Andrew Tate has, then Ron DeSantis has the responsibility of making sure that nobody messes up in his home. I mean, that's his home. He's daddy of Florida. And so I don't think Andrew Tate probably even has a issue with that. Like if you're responsible and this person is a known sex offender, then you're going to say, okay, I'm watching you. This is what you're known for. You're not going to do that. And you're going to set a precedent that's strong. I think his reputation is what's not fair, not the way people are handling him. I think the way people have represented him is not fair.
That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of that, let's stay on this Candace Owens thing just for a little bit more. We're going to kind of change gears. So I think she's on some type of press tour lately. And she was actually doing, she did Piers Morgan today, and she did Stephen A. Smith's show, I think yesterday or the day before. It was a great interview. I actually enjoyed it for the most part. But the last portion of the interview was crazy. Folks, Black folk, I mean, this is bizarre. This is so bizarre. Take a look at what his producer did in this clip to Candace Owens. This is clip 3.
That she allowed.
Election, or that the progressive left and their thought process, their policy, some of the things that they were spewing, it was more a product of them losing. That's what I've been saying. It wasn't about him winning. It was about America saying, nah, he's closer to normal than what the hell we're hearing over here. We don't like this. And that's what transpired. What do you think it was?
You are completely on the money with that. It was really more that the left lost. And it was a weird... It was very strange to watch Kamala run. I will say that, because she really only ran for 100 days, right? Trump had been running throughout four years, basically, kind of upset about the loss in 2020. And she kind of just comes in and it's almost like a coronation, which I think was disrespectful to the left-leaning voter base. Like it was just, well, he has kind of said he's knighted me and therefore I am the person that you should be electing. And she didn't really work for it and rather was, I think, quite accusatory. If you don't elect her, it's because you have an issue with women. I don't think Obama's speech to the brothers, the quote unquote brothers, helped him any. He's been gone. He's in Martha's Vineyard, living in a house, God knows how much it costs, not something I could afford. And then he kind of reappears to sort of lecture the brothers about their responsibility. And I just don't think it sat well this time around. Just a different time, a different audience, and people kind of realizing, hey, that's not really enough. Paint me a vision. Like, tell me what you're actually going to do for me. Don't tell me that it's just simply my responsibility to give this woman votes because she's a woman.
You know, I want to transition to Trump, back to Trump in this regard. We just saw it. The world just saw. It wasn't a press conference. You didn't do that on purpose. You didn't do that on purpose.
No, I just don't know how. What is it? Is it Kamala or Kamala?
Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris.
That's what I said. I said Kamala.
That's right. Well, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all right. You said Kamala, but don't even worry about it.
Send her to me. She's got an issue.
I got you. Listen, I know you got to go. Thank you for your time. I just want to say one thing to you. I've interviewed a lot of liberals on this show.
Okay, so we missed a certain part there. So the first part, I wanted to show you all how she was talking about Kamala Harris. And then towards the end of the interview, as Stephen A. Smith was wrapping up, he said his producers were in his ear saying that she mispronounced Kamala Harris's name. And did she do that purposely or whatever? What is wrong with these people?
Who cares? Who's that? Who's Camilla? I only know Camilla. I only know Camilla Harris. I don't know Kamala. I don't know Kamala. Her name is Camilla. Okay, like who even cares? But this is the type of thing that when she's supposed to, y'all. I'm okay. If y'all get mad at me about me saying this about Candace, I'm just gonna have to say it. She got all this mouth, all this mouth for white folks, and she get in front of black folks. And you talk about tap dancing. She did it on the Breakfast Club. She was just so happy to be there. She was willing to do their little black, oh, are you black test at the end, remember? Right, and then you got Stephen A. Smith, where she usually be going at other people. Stephen A. Smith is correcting you on her saying a person who's not even significant's name wrong. And normally she'd be going off. It just, I can't. She wants to be accepted into the blacks so bad that it's annoying.
You might be right there. You might be right, because I thought she was going to kick back to that a lot more than she did also. I mean, it was so ridiculous. Folks, they had just completed about 30 minutes of interview. And then he asked I'm sure the producer was probably some black female who was a leftist and was upset by the way Candace said Kamala Harris's name. They go crazy over this. They actually, someone did it to me as well. And then he had to get that in. He had to say, "Oh, you didn't really mean to say her name like that, did you?"
Yeah. And he's a fence rider too. Like 1 minute he talking about, Democrats, and the next minute, oh, but I didn't vote for Trump, y'all. I'm still cool. I'm still invited to the cookout. Like he was one of the ones like piling it up with Roland Martin saying, Candace, you're not invited to the cookout. We were the ones saying, Candace, you don't need to be at the cookout. Like, why do you want to be accepted?
She wants to go to the cookout. Candace wants a burger. She wants some potato salad. She wants her hot dog grilled hard. She wants a seat at the cookout now.
And a black and mild. She want a black and mild and a Corona. Like, what do you want, sis? Like these people they have rejected you. The blacks have rejected you. And she just keep coming back for more. It's
right.
crazy.
Yeah. I thought she was going to push back a little. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous the way he asked her about the name. It was so stupid. They had finished talking about Kamala Harris for like 15 minutes. And she only said her name once, maybe twice. But I went back and watched. I only heard her say it one time.
She does say her name. She says Kamala. And you know, they say you're supposed to say Kamala. Her name's Camilla. No, I just feel it's not even who cares. It's just Candace usually got all this mouth for other people. That's what's so crazy to me. And so for her to just say, like, no, I said, no, Stephen, I said, as opposed to, I don't care what her name is. She's insignificant. I don't care what Kamala, Camilla. No one knew what her name was before Joe Biden, and no one knows what her name is after Joe Biden. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. All we know is she's not black.
That's all. She's not the president.
She's not black. Okay, so we know that.
Yeah, okay, she's pregnant. Give her a break. You're right. That is so true. I'm not trying to come at. I keep forgetting that she's pregnant. I would never bash a pregnant lady. But she gotta chill off of this. Like, Candace, trust me, I've been black for 41 years. It ain't nothing to write home about. It's just not. It's just a color, and we're all made in the image of God.
Right. Yeah. Well, we got some disagreement. Oh, let's see here. Jules said, love and respect, KJ. Crystal, normally agree with you. Do some deeper research on Andrew Tate, who is secretly gay, and Candace's relationship with Andrew and her husband.
Don't tell me that, Jules. Don't tell me that.
Nothing surprises me now. Nothing surprises me. So yes, we will. Oh, somebody said KJ and Crystal in 2028. Make it happen, ladies. We'll give what's his name a run for his money. The vice president now.
Vance.
Vance.
No, he's doing it. Look,
yeah,
he got that.
He's doing great. Yeah. All right.
Somebody said can't forgive Candace when she shouted at Trump on the golf course. I can't forgive her for supporting Vivek. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't unsee it. I can't. The way she did not stay loyal to President Trump, that bothered me so much that she came out for Vivek. Because you remember, at one point in time, KJ, she was staying neutral. Right. Remember, she wasn't coming out supporting anybody. She said, I don't support any candidate. And then she did this bus tour with Vivek and then supported him. Mind you, Vivek, and I like Vivek, but you know President Trump. I don't even know President Trump on a personal level like Candace Owens did. And for her to not support him just bothered me.
Yeah. Well, we know that she supports Kanye. She has Kanye's back. She's got Donda tattooed on her back.
She do. She do.
So we're fans. We're just laughing with you guys.
Yeah, we let me tell you, I love Candace Owens, but yes, she is Omarosa at this point to me. No. I mean, seriously. Like, the way that the blacks have done President Trump is just utterly disgusting. I can't. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed at how this man has supported black people. Thank God. What's his name? The boxer came out and was, supporting them. But it just, I'm ashamed.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you contrast it to multiple years, 10, 20 years where he was helping Jesse Jackson. Yeah. He was helping Al Sharpton. Yeah. You said it on here before. He put up Jennifer Hudson's for free in his his condo in New York when all her family were killed. So I mean, the list goes on. Oprah,
Nelson Mandela,
yeah, Michael
Floyd
Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Floyd Mayweather was the boxer that I was telling you. He came out after the elections. Thanks.
I thought he was supporting him before the election too.
In his first term, he was quiet these 4 years. These 4 years with President Trump running. No, y'all, these 4 years with President Trump running, there was no Black person of influence that wasn't a Republican congressman that would put their neck out on the line. And we just got to be honest. Think about it. Think about nobody came to this man's side or rescue in these last 4 years. And I'm really ashamed. I'm really saddened by it.
Yeah. Well, there were people praying, and that's really what counts. You know,
Amen.
We all prayed, and we continue to pray that the Holy Spirit guides him as he's in office, keeps those that mean him harm, that mean the country harm, out of his ear and out of his space, out of any type of leadership or anything like that. So that's what we just have to continue to do.
And we can't deny that God's hand is not on this man. You don't have to like him. You don't have to make a baby with him. You don't have to sleep with him to acknowledge the fact that he's doing the best job possible to try and move this country in a positive direction.
Yeah. So I want to move on. Guys, on this channel, we talk about politics. We also talk about Christian things, and we talk about that as well. And so gotta talk about this PCA mission to North America. So this is, did you know much about this place, Crystal, this organization? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know much about it either. But PCA is a mission to North America. Recently, an employee for this company under Irwyn Ince spoke out in support of segregated event that has caused controversy in the past week. So her name is Kelly Brown. She's an MNA staffer who suggested also that Trump unaliving attempt in Pennsylvania was staged. She and her husband, Howard Brown, are currently planting a church for the PCA called Kindred Hope, which advises white Christians to become allies and financial backers, but don't attend the church.
These people are...
Yeah. She wants these people, white people, to financially support, but she wants this congregation to be Black only. And she talks about this. She's some type of minister. I want you guys to take a look at this clip. This is clip 4.
So I'm on staff with the church plant here in Atlanta called Kindred Hope. I think a lot of people, especially like right now, there's a lot of conversation around, diversity, and a lot of, sadly, Christians saying that, we shouldn't have spaces for Black folks, that's divisive and whatnot. And I actually am a testimony that that's just not true. When minority people have a safe space to be themselves and to share their hearts, and that space is protected and initiated and supported by the majority culture that's around them, then that makes them feel even safer. And it actually pushes us closer to being one church. And a lot of voices out there would lie and manipulate that and make it seem like it creates divisiveness. But Christ Central is a testimony that that's just not true. And I'm still here in the PCA after 30 some odd years.
It's a grift. It's like KJ, I'm going to use your word. Like, these people want white folks to subsidize their lifestyle, their church, their experience, but you want to discriminate against white folks as well. I guess my question is Like, where are the white folks? Like, where are the white folks like strongly denouncing her in this type of behavior?
Yeah. Yeah. Magnificent Gaming says no way God supports a black only church.
No.
We know this is true, right? AE says Mike Pence is a good man. Trump should apologize.
No.
Trump used rough language and basically muffed Pence out of frustration. Not cool.
Trump is a coward. God said the people that would be in the lake of fire, he said the coward first. So no, Mike Pence is a coward. We will never.
I don't even want to get into that.
MAGA will never
disagree with that.
apologize.
I disagree with you. I do think.
Sorry.
I personally do believe Trump did Mike Pence wrong.
MAGA will never apologize to Mike Pence.
I know.
No. We're going to talk about this church, KJ, but we have to sort this out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a question, KJ. If you are on a job or on a position, right, where you know that something is not right, like you know something is not right, you don't know what's not right, but you know something is not right, are you required to certify that it's right?
If I believe something's not right, then I wouldn't certify it.
He said that he did not have the power to not certify, and that's not true.
It is true.
He knew something was not right. So all Mike Pence had to do, and Donald Trump says this, all he had to do is say, I don't feel comfortable. If y'all want to certify it yourself, go right ahead. But I cannot, knowing what I do. So he didn't do it, right? He was a coward and he certified. Let's say he didn't believe that he had the right to do it. Let's say he didn't believe
not right, but he didn't have he didn't have the constitutional right.
Yes.
That's what he believed. That's what he said.
Let's say he believed it. Okay, let's say that he believed that, right? You then don't go on a basically spree of spewing the man and saying that he asked you to do something wrong. President Trump never asked him to do anything wrong. President Trump said, something's not right, and I'm asking you to throw it back to the states. And all he had to do is say, I can't certify this, and I'm being loyal and throwing it back to the states. And he did not. You know why? Because those Democrats, I don't know what they did to him, but they forced him to betray President Trump. I will never forgive Mike Pence. Ever.
My question is that, so again, I thought that he did not believe that that there was any other way for him to go. And let me say this. So I personally remember when President Trump initially ran in 2016, and Mike Pence took so much flack for backing Trump. He was one of the only ones in the very beginning. He supported President Trump in 2016 when nobody else would. And I remember how Republicans were blasting Mike Pence for supporting Trump, but he wouldn't back down. Not only did he support, he stayed with him throughout that whole term, up until even the point where President Trump was bad-mouthing him. You know, he was getting death threats. Mike Pence was getting death threats. He never once said anything bad about President Trump throughout the whole thing. So I do give him a little grace, because I feel like, he was a ride or die in the beginning with President Trump.
No, he wasn't. I don't
agree with how he's acting now. I don't.
No, but it only matters, KJ, when something like this happens. And so all Mike Pence had to do is, just like a lot of the Congress people said, we will not certify. And we would have, as a country, figured it out. We would have said, I don't know what we would have did. President Trump says that it would have thrown back to the states. maybe Joe Biden would have still been president. I don't know. But it did not take a rocket science to know that something went wrong in that election. And if you know
Right, I agree
something
there.
went
I
wrong
agree.
in that election, you don't even have to know what went wrong in that election. KJ, if this were to happen, let's say in our backyard, and they say, Crystal, you have to write your name on there no matter what. No, I don't. I'm an American citizen. And if I don't feel comfortable, I'm not doing it. I don't give a shit what y'all do. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. That slipped, y'all. God forgive me. But I don't care what y'all do. You're not going to force me to sign something that I don't want to. And that's what he should have done. And those are the type of people that President Trump needed in 2020. I'm glad that it worked out the way that it was.
Right.
I believe that Mike Pence was used by the Democrats and by the enemy. Ultimately, I believe he allowed himself to be used and abused and thrown away by the side, just like he is now. But we will never forgive Mike Pence. Ever. Sorry, you will never be elected in a Republican election ever again.
I agree there. He won't be elected there. I do agree with that.
I'm sorry. Look, somebody said Crystal put a quarter in the swear jar. Sorry, y'all.
No. I mean, this is bold. We're bold. We're unfiltered. This is Christian conservative, but this is a we say that in the opening. We're bold and unfiltered news and analysis. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So before we got off, I did want to say. Now I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, we were talking about this lady. Okay. Right. So with this diversity. So I believe this whole thing with diversity has become cult-like.
Oh, yeah.
It has really become its own cult. The actual idea of diversity has become some sort of like idol worship. It's become godlike. And you saw her there. I mean, what she said made no sense at all. And again, her talking about this segregation and the focus on diversity, like that is the top focus. It sounds like it has become their own God. Is that right?
Yeah, but I mean, you see it all throughout the college campuses where they are trying to ask for a safe space and segregation. You see it throughout like all these places. Now, I personally believe that the American church is the most segregated place on Sunday morning, and not for reasons that like diversity or we need our own space. It's just it's cultural. I believe that church is cultural.
It's
like a
certain base too.
It's community and culture. Like you like a certain kind of music. Most people go to church because they like a certain kind of music or a certain kind of preaching. It really has everything to do with culture, not the love of Jesus Christ or the acceptance of Jesus Christ. But when you go out like on a mission to actually segregate yourself and then ask to be subsidized by the very people that you're excluding, then you are a fool. And this preacher, whoever she is, this fake preacher, is only allowed because she's a Black woman. They always allowing these Black women to come up with this mess. She should go hang her head in shame, KJ.
Yeah, I agree. And it's become a situation where diversity is revered more than the one who created that diversity. It's really weird. And then they emphasize this diversity over and over again. And it becomes it's like they highlight our differences. It becomes higher than how we're becoming unified in one. And God is more concerned with the unity, not the diversity.
We're all made in his image. He loves us all. And I'm sorry. Like, I know that they think that that they are somehow going to be in heaven with only Black people, but you're just not. He made us all, and he loves us all the same. And it is his desire that we are peaceably with each other. Now, whether you go to a Black church or a white church is really your own preference, like what you like. I go to both. I have a church that is all white. Me and my husband are one of two Black families there. And then I have a church where we're all black. I mean, it doesn't matter. Not one single moment do I think, oh, it'd be nice to have more white people or it'd be nice to have more black people. No, it's God sends you, and wherever you're getting the message, wherever you're getting filled and your spirit is revived, then go there. And it doesn't matter. And honestly, she's a fool, because let me tell you, white folks are blessed, okay? Like, they are blessed. They work hard. They serve in the church. Like, and if you're trying to make it, about a bunch of color, I'll choose to go to a white folks church over the black church any day.
Oh God.
Look, shoot, if you gotta choose.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I go by low proximity.
Yeah.
So, depending on, where I live, generally most churches reflect the area where they are located. If you go out into the county, a lot of times, specifically here in Maryland, you do find more of a mixed church. But if you're going somewhere in Baltimore City, where the city is, predominantly black, most of the churches are predominantly black. But again, whether you're in church, what, to me, it's like anytime we come around biblical principles, when we come together with the focus of biblical principles, we are one in the body of Christ.
Yeah.
So when all that diversity, yes, we can celebrate, one another's culture, one another's differences, whether it be food, whether it be, our ancestry, as far as, where your lineage and things like that. But in Christ, we are one.
Yeah.
We are one. And it's just as simple as that. And so this whole idea of diversity and segregation, you segregating people, you don't want white people to come to the church. That's crazy.
And I'm waiting for the real black and brown people to stand up, right? Like, we don't want this. Like, the people that I know and I love that are black and brown, they would look at that woman and they would be like, what? But unfortunately, this small subset of ignorant, bougie black folks are somehow speaking for the majority of us who really don't have no problem with white folks and who love white folks and have plenty of white folks that they love and get along with and work with and go to their house and they eat each other's food. And if you have potato salad and it got raisins in it, you just, you move it to the side. Like, we love everybody from a different color, right? I mean,
Right. In Jesus' name.
Yes.
John 3:3 says, Jesus answered him, truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. So, what does it mean to be born again? We are created anew in Christ Jesus.
Absolutely.
What is that? So this is,
and it has no color. Yeah, like Humble Clay said, Christian has no color. Somebody asked me, would I go to Al Sharpton's church? No, because he's a coward and he's of the devil. Like Jesus said, you are of your father, the devil. Anytime you can get up there on MSDNC and be a professional liar and say things that are not true about a man who gave you money and who allowed you to rent in his buildings and who gave you status and clout, you are disloyal and you're a liar. Right. So no, would never go to his church anyway.
No, yeah, same here. Yeah, so we got so many comments here. Let's see here. We have Gigi says, I thought the black Dems said they aren't going back. I
know, right? Exactly, like segregation.
Right. Yeah, Derek says, KJ and Crystal, I got a question for you two. Someone once told me that Jesus was black. Do you believe that?
I don't think it matters. I literally don't think it matters. I really don't. I believe that he was the son of God, and whether he's black or whether he's white or whether he's Asian or Greek, or it really doesn't matter. Really, Honestly, we will be better as a community and as a race of people and as Christians when we just get over the fact what people's skin color is. Because it really don't matter.
Right. And it really and the Bible does not say anything about the color of Jesus, his race. It doesn't really say. We know that he was a Jew, Israelite, a Hebrew. We know that he was of Semitic descent, but we don't know if he was black. So, I'm for the idea, and you guys might not agree with this, but if you have a photo of Jesus in your house, you can make him whatever you want to make him. If you want to have a black Jesus, make him black. If you want to have a white Jesus, make him white. He really doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so Chad is talking about when they said he has skin of brass and hair like wool. So people, so to me that says that the Bible didn't care about whether he was black or white. The Bible described what his skin tone was and what his hair color was, and didn't name a race or
the Bible does not say what his skin color was.
It says feet of brass.
Right, but the Bible does not talk about. It doesn't say his skin was brown.
No. No, it doesn't. But it says, brass is brown, so that's where people have come up with Jesus is brown. But I think the Bible describing his skin color shows how insignificant.
Right, that's what
it
I was.
Because he, like I've seen some really, really tan white people. So what I'm saying is like, it's just a hue. That's all it is. It's nothing else besides a color. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there. And like you said, it really doesn't matter. Because, again, we have gotten into this place where so many of us idolize race that to even, try to pinpoint or to make a big deal about whatever his skin color is really a trap of the enemy. It really is. So
agree.
If you want to make them black, make them black. If you want to make them white, make them white. Are we following his commands? Are we doing what Jesus asked us to do? Is the real question.
Absolutely. And I believe that saying that Jesus is black or Jesus is brown is not saying much, because if you felt that way, you would behave a lot different according to the lineage that you claim that you come from. Like, to me, black folks saying that Jesus is black is a disgrace. Look how y'all live. And I could tell you right now, Jesus wouldn't claim y'all. That's why I don't claim y'all. Jesus wouldn't claim y'all. So saying that, Jesus was black, and what? White people are living closer as a culture. White people are living closer to the ideals of Jesus than all of y'all black folks combined, including the ones in Africa who are still enslaving human beings today. Let's keep it funky.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Amen, ladies. He says, I believe, Shirley says, I believe Jesus isn't white or black. I believe Jesus just represents all colors for all people. What's important is he is love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's important is that we should follow in his footsteps. And if we are truly made in his image, then we need to be of his likeness.
Right. Yeah. And again, the biggest thing for me is, especially the black community has been taken over with this idea of race. And that takes me to Jamal Bryant. So you guys know we have talked about him in the past. He's a pastor in Atlanta, Georgia. He is one of the ones that grifts off of race. He constantly is using race and racial identity in his pulpit, in his sermons. This is all he talks about. And here he is in this next clip. He's on the Breakfast Club, which is an urban radio station, very popular. And he is talking about how President Trump invited a lot of Black conservatives to the White House to celebrate Black History Month.
Runaway slaves. That's us.
Here he is, clip 5. Take a look.
Jesse Waters said you was racist.
Yes.
Because you criticized Black people who went to the White House for the Black History Month program.
Right.
What do you say to that?
That he clearly doesn't know what racism is, because I wasn't talking about white people. I was talking about Black people who having an identity crisis, who were in there cheering for Black History Month under an administration that wants to make it illegal. No federal agency could honor Black History Month, so for them to have a program was absolutely crazy. And all the more, they raised up my picture, Charlemagne, after announcing who was the new FBI director. So for your own people to do that to you, I was calling them out. I don't know why he would call that racism as much as it was exposure. Black people don't have the capacity to be racist.
I wonder why they did hold your picture up in the White House.
3 of them. Charlemagne, you've been to the White House.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you've been to the White House.
No, I haven't.
Never in your life.
He said he's not going there. He don't,
Never, under nobody.
No.
Oh, wow.
I've been to the Vice President house.
Huh?
I've been to the Vice President house.
Yeah, well, let's take the Vice President house.
Okay.
You're not going in the Vice President's house with a picture or a sign.
No.
Holding up no stick. You barely can get a backpack in there. So for them to have 3 pictures of me in the East Wing is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Jasmine Crockett is up there. Hakeem Jeffries is up there. Claiborne is up there. Why put my picture up? So I think it was a targeted attack. And so for them to assume I wasn't going to say anything was outlandish.
You did call him.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Yes.
He's mad because they put her picture up, and he's alluding that they drew attention to him with the FBI agencies. But then he goes on the Breakfast Club, the most watched, to talk about it. Like, sir, you want to be talked about. You want, like, they put my picture up and I didn't like it. It was 3 of them. Did you see it? He ain't nothing but a hood rat from Baltimore that is somehow getting some clout and making a name for himself and getting invites where he was probably never invited before. And I'm just so over him. Like, I'm so over him.
Yeah, he is definitely, I think someone posted he's a race hustler. He is certainly a race hustler. And he's a liar. He's a liar. First of all, we know, you heard what he said. He was like, he didn't like the fact that you had all these Black conservatives in the White House under President Trump who abolished Black History Month. What is he talking about? President Trump came out back in January, I think it was January 31st, and made a proclamation talking about Black History Month.
Yep.
He got rid of DEI, which we know from the data does not help African American people. The major beneficiary of DEI was white women, but he got rid of that. But he didn't get rid of the Black History Month. He made a proclamation that February was still going to be Black History Month. So why is he lying?
Well, he's talking about the federations that like the military. They said that they're not going to do any race celebrations. Right. So not just Black.
It was any diversity.
Any. So they're not acknowledging Women's History Month. They're not Indigenous people. They're not doing anything so they can focus on lethality. Yeah. And I think that that's fair. But Jamal Bryant is talking to uninformed people and people who are afraid to check him, like Charlemagne. He's another Stephen A. Smith, goes wherever the wind blows. He's kind of feeling it out because he wants to continue to get his invites and get his check, that he just won't man up and say it with his chest what is true and what's a lie. And Jamal Bryant, even when he said, oh, Black people don't have the capacity to be racist, Like what
I
what
know.
do they even like for them to say these types of things? You wonder, what do they really believe about Black and brown people?
Mm.
Racism just means that you believe that your race is superior to others. Right now, at this point, the only racist people I know is Black folks. The way they walking around here acting like they better, that somebody owes them something, like they should do something. And so when he's saying these types of things, Charlemagne and DJ Envy, who knows that this is just not correct,
Right.
won't even ask him a question and say, "You really believe that?" I don't know. Won't even push back on him. It
No.
just shows how like deeply sad Black folks and Black culture has become if this is your leaders.
Yeah. 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 And they're not leaders. They're con artists. This
Yeah.
is what they are. And unfortunately, many in the Black community are so misinformed and so again, they're so involved in the racial identity that they're being used and they're allowing themselves to be used.
Yeah,
They're
but
allowing themselves to be used.
the
So,
tables are turning though. The tables are turning. It's a dead end. Shelby Steele and a lot of like Walter Williams and Thomas Sowell, they'll tell you about their journey to conservatism because you just get to a dead end at the end of your raising your fist in the air, your Black power, the lights go out. Like that's that's what he is Blanchard be saying. But like you tell me about the Black power, but the lights went out. And the Black card don't work. It gets declined, and then you have to come to the realization that if I'm gonna fix this thing and if I want to be successful, I can't keep blaming other people. Let me try to do it a different way.
Right.
And my hope and prayer is that people like Charlemagne get to that point. But y'all Black folks, y'all, this ain't it. This ain't it.
No, it's not. It's not. And this is why we're here. We're here to point these things out from the Christian conservative perspective every Sunday and Thursday evening at 9 p.m. right here on YouTube. Folks, please hit the like button. It certainly helps to amplify our voice here on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and subscribe. This is a fairly new channel. We are trying to grow this channel, so we appreciate all of your support. We're starting to see some regulars each week, so we certainly appreciate you all. We're starting to build this community up. So I'm really, really excited about that. Crystal, can you lead us out with a prayer?
Yeah. But before I do, I do want us to get back into perspective with all this Black people. Like if you have Black friends, like show them this. My sister told me that somebody at her job actually said, "Hey, I have this girl. She looks like you that I found on her YouTube page, and I like her." And my sister was like, "That's my sister."
Oh my God, that is so amazing.
Yeah. So I say that to say that if you can get somebody who's a Christian, try to find common ground with them. There's one of my scriptures I learned when I was KJ, I was like 12 years old, and we used to do Bible verses. You remember we used to do memory verses in church?
I still remember. I remember several.
It's Isaiah 45:12. I have made the earth and created man upon it. Even my hands have stretched out the heaven, and all their hosts have I commanded. We have to believe that God is still on the throne. He made this earth. There's not a single thing that man can do to destroy it because we didn't create it. There is a scripture that says there's nothing that God has blessed, no man can curse, and no one can bless what God has cursed. So I say that to say we need to get back to the fact where we realize that we are just human beings doing this human experience, and ultimately God will and forever will be in control. So
Yeah, you're right.
That's mine.
You are 100% right, and we need to put that back into perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's close out in prayer. Father God, we make this declaration on today, on this Thursday evening, and forevermore that you are God. You have made and created this earth and made every single person on this planet in your image and in your likeness. And we take upon your character, oh God. Lord, continue to remind us of that. Remind the white people, remind the black people, remind the green people, the blue people, that we are all yours, oh God, and you are still in control. Thank you for that on today. We ask that you bless everyone in the sound of our voice. Let your message, oh God, you be glorified, and let your message go throughout the airwaves and throughout the internet, oh God, as we carry your banner, imperfect as we are, oh God. Thank you for using us. Thank you for using the imperfect people, oh God. It is in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. All right, folks. We will see you on Sunday night, same time, 9 p.m. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
Yes.
Wishing you warm days and starry nights.
Thank you. Good night.